Warning: the following program contains world premiere certified ball players, incredible interviews, latest, hottest content material, may not be suitable for people with the following medical condition: original phobia, acute player hater disorder, no jumper, no handles, allergic to playing defense. If you suffer from any of these conditions, contact your coaching staff.
3 minutes to go.
Welcome to Licensed to Ball podcast, where certified ballers play. And now here's your host, Hip Hop.
Welcome to the Licensed to Ball show. We got on deck today it's a 6A top teams breakdown like we did mid-season report like we did last week. Going to get that going again. Had good response, good reviews from that. People watching that. Appreciate people watching the show and checking in on that. That one did pretty good on that one. So you're going to know we're going to have me and Greg going to break down the 6A. And what we realized going through all this is, man, the 6A, they deep. 6A is more deep than 7A. We thought it was the other way around on this and stuff. So we're going to go ahead and introduce and bring Greg in.
Hey, I'm just here so I don't get fined. So y'all can sit here and ask me all the questions y'all want to. I'm going to answer with the same answer, so y'all can shoot if y'all please. I'm here so I won't get fined. I'm here so I won't get fined.
6A basketball, you know. Like you were saying, this 6A is going to get real interesting, real interesting.
What's going on, G-Dub?
Man, ain't nothing, man. Just trying to fight off this cold. I tell you, I've been coldless all 2023, but shoot, as soon as 2024 come in, man, I get hit with it. But I've been better, but I'm getting back right.
I got you, man. So this is our third time since you've been back on the show doing it. So what you think so far, man?
Man, shoot, it's awesome. You know, we've been, like you was talking about earlier, man, we've been getting some great reviews. I know we got quite a bit of promos going out right now with our PQ Sports 2020-24 events, and we've been putting the podcast Licensed to Ball on the promos we've been sending out. So we've been getting quite a bit of clicks, and glad that the audience is really liking it. We're going to keep on getting better and better. So stay tuned, man.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it, man. We're gonna go ahead and jump right into it and talk about the first team we got. Let's go ahead and start talking about Alexander. I think that's probably me. I think both of us agree that's the best team in 6A as of right now.
Oh yeah, nah, no doubt. You know, Alexander, started out hot this season. Beat some well-established 7A schools and played a tough non-region schedule. I think prepared them for this region, but as we was just headlining a little bit before we started off the show, even though Alexander is probably the clear favorite, I don't know. It's going to be tough for them to repeat this year. It's going to be a tough repeat for sure.
Yeah, I think it will be on that. So as of right now, I know people have when they see this, the record always won't reflect on what we're doing because it's pre-recorded on there. But we're gonna go over. Let me pull up Alexander's record. I know they are what I think 18. I said 18-2. Yeah, I got them 18-2. key wins. Their key wins is Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon is a good basketball team. They beat Mount Vernon. They beat Langston Hughes. Beat Tri-Cities, another good team. Those some good wins, and they beat Willer. So they got a decent resume to go with all this. They really got a decent resume with this. And out of Mount Vernon, out of these key wins they got so far, out of being 18-2, and Langston Hughes and Tri-Cities and Willer, which one of these games really stand out to you the most? Their biggest win so far this season with Alexander?
You know, for me, it really had to be the Willer game. Just the way they, I felt like that game, they dominated at times throughout that game. I actually watched that game. I was their guard play, man. Pops for Alexander. He actually cramped up, I believe, in the game, and Willer was able to kind of shift the game a little bit, but you know he had kind of left them with a nice established lead. But one thing about Pops, I just think he's probably one of the better guards in the state, you know, regardless of whatever class it may be. You know, he's a 2026 kid, plays for the Atlanta Celtics, and like I said, I was really impressed with him. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He really just showed how he could, you know, ball control, lead the team, get the team set up in offensive sets, the way he just moves the ball and gets transition, gets everybody on the team easy buckets, for sure.
Yeah, Willer not doing so hot this year. So I was like, man, Willer popped up in my head even Willer's down this year a little bit by Alexander going to day gym, not a neutral court, going to day gym and beating them on the road. I thought that said a lot. I really thought that said a lot for them doing that to me and my personal opinion. I was thinking, I was like, man, I think I might be a little bit biased with this. So I ain't want to say first what I want to say. Then you said Willer, like, dang, I feel good about this now, because that's exactly what I was thinking on that. I was like, that is what's up.
And hey, like you said, even the fact that they was able to get that W in Willer's house too. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can't talk about Alexander without talking about, you know, that senior B. Lou that's going to Kennesaw State. He was exceptional in that game. I really think, man, one of the Achilles heels for Alexander is going to be when they get into the state playoffs, because I don't think B. Lou is going to do enough in the front court. I know he's transitioning, and in my opinion, you know, so excuse me if some basketball heads don't like what I'm saying right here, but I really think he's been doing a lot of perimeter play. And, you know, Alexander, just because the way the teams they've been playing and stuff, they've been able to rebound exceptionally across the board. But I think once you get into the state playoffs, front court's you're gonna have to win the front court. You're gonna have to win the back court. You're gonna have to win, you know, the turnover games and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna come into play, and I want to see if Alexander can adjust with B. Lou probably being one of their tallest players, but being their best player at the same time, doing a lot of perimeter action.
Yeah, I think that's a great transition on Shiloh. I think Shiloh could beat him. Yeah, I really think Shiloh could beat him. And the reason why I think Shiloh could beat him is because we got loaded top-notch players. Arguably one of the most stock on the rising players at Tyrus Jordan. That alone reason why I think they could beat them, because B for Alexander is the engine, and he get him started. He scored a majority of his points, but I think Tyrus will give him fits, because if you look at they record and they losses, they lost a team has size that guarded him very well, Braden very well, and caused them trouble, and they lost it. So, and Shiloh, I went to go see Shiloh play this weekend, and I was very impressed with what I seen. I don't know, it was only one game, but I was very impressed with what I seen. So I seen that team, and they bigger, they overall bigger, so they will give Alexander some fits, man. They would give Alexander some fits, and man, on that. And me going to pull up Shiloh's. We're going to pull up Shiloh's key games. I don't see no bad boys nowhere. Oh, here we go, right here. Yeah, Shiloh 16-4. Key wins is Carrollton, Riverwood, Norcross, Winder Barrel. A key wins right there on that. So on these key wins on that, what stands out to you on these key wins?
Well, you know, with Shiloh, like I said, I was, Coach Rivers, man, he coaches hard over there at Shiloh. Great dude. Like I said, the Jordan kid, he's next level. You know what I'm saying? I really don't see many teams being able to match up with him. And one thing about him that I like is that he's active. He's active inside and out. They got the young man. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to look up his name. He transferred in from Virginia. Man, he is a stud, man. I tell you, I think J. Cole. I'm sorry, the kid J. Cole. I think as the season was going, he was getting himself acclimated, implemented into the team. That I think come this time of the year in February, and Shiloh's going to be a tough team to beat. I think one thing Coach Rivers gets out of those guys is they play hard. So, in my opinion, what I've seen in 6A, I think Shiloh's going to be a very tough defensive outing for any opponent that they got to deal with.
Yeah, most of them, I got to agree with that. I definitely got to agree with that. That Shiloh would be.
To some lower classification schools, but some nice schools, you know what I'm saying? So, that's one thing about, as we were talking about earlier, with 6A, it kind of gets deep, once you get past Alexander and Shiloh, where you maybe can start, flipping a coin and get some teams that may just start turning it on towards the end. But like I said, I like what Coach Rivers has over there. And like I said, the T. Jordan kid, every time I see him, man, he just separates himself from the pack, man.
Hey, on that roster, what number he is by any chance?
T. Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Number 10.
Okay. And that's on Shiloh? Oh, you talking about he? Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah. I thought you said he transferring from Virginia.
No, the kid that transferred from Virginia is Julian Cole.
Okay, yeah. I got it mixed up. I thought Tyrus been here for a while. I got it all mixed up.
Yeah, he played. Jordan. He played with Game Elite, but the Julian Cole kid, man, he's a junkyard dog, man. 6'4" guard, just gets it done. You know what I'm saying? He just gets the job done. Got a chance to see him play earlier this year. Against Berkmar. Berkmar ended up beating them guys, but I really felt like it was a Clash of the Titans type game. I think Berkmar just because of their guard play and the way their guards get out and guard and stuff, kind of match Shiloh's intensity on defense. But the Julian Cole kid, he was something. He left a lasting impression on me watching him.
All right, next one we got up is Woodward Academy. They 16-5. Those guys, and they very small. What I have seen, they very small and guard-led. They're a guard-led team, very small guard-led team. Well, they pretty much play 5-man out when I see on it. So, you know, as long as they ain't playing somebody with a lot of size, like Shiloh and Alexander will get them fits with the size they have. But anybody else, they're going to better play with. You know, they're going to better play with a lot of these people playing pretty much a 5-man guard out situation on that. How you feel about Woodward Academy?
Yeah, just like you said, I think you know when you get down into the state playoffs, you know, unless you got a dominant front court guy, you know, guard play is really what's going to take you to the finish line. Anything with a front court is a bonus, and definitely if you got a coach on that sideline. But I think the kid Zachary Foster, man, is one of those guards that when the state playoff time comes around, this kid he's a tempo type guard. He can turn up. I think, you know, he can take Woodward places. He can take him to a far place in state. You know what I'm saying? You know, he can, in any type of game, I think he can propel his team to victory. Zach Foster is definitely one of the top 2025 guards in the state of Georgia and stuff that, you know, if you don't know him, definitely get to know him.
Yeah, I hear you on that. Well, I don't know him by name, but I do remember jersey number. What was his jersey number? What was his jersey number on that guy? 5? Yeah, he good. Yeah, I remember him. He kind of a linky kid too, if I remember correct. Like a small 4 type wing. That's right. Yeah, he on these highlights with some and ones. On that.
Yeah, got a chance to see that kid play over the summertime with Kai Flemings, you know, and I'm gonna tell you, man, just a hell of a backcourt, man. Something that you really, I know for me being a spring and summer basketball head, that I'm really excited about seeing Zach and Kai Flemings in the backcourt coming at you in the spring and summer for sure.
Now, Grovetown record is up next. Grovetown, my memory served me correctly. It's going to come back across the screen on the bottom, but they 13-7. But I don't think their record really displays how good they are because they played a lot of tough games at the beginning of the season, a lot of these showcases. They played some 7-8 teams, and losing a player to prolific prep and all that is going to be tough for them. But I don't think, if you look at their record and think you're going to be a cakewalk with this Grovetown team, I think you're going to be sadly mistaken with them. And I am correct with the records, 13-7.
Yeah. No doubt, man. You know, Grovetown is a winning culture type team. You know, they got that winning culture that's been going on the last 2-3 years, and Coach Darren Douglas over there, he does a hell of a job with those kids. You know, 12 months out the year, you know, he has a culture over there. So Grovetown's one of those teams, like you said, losing Darion Reed to prolific prep, you know, right before the season started, you know, pretty much, you know, right before school started, was like a shock for them. But them guys kind of, you know, trained and practiced all year long. Like you said, had a hell of a schedule. So, like I said, you can't look at their record and try to judge them. I've had a chance to watch them play this last week against Lakeside. Lakeside should have won the game, but just to be honest with you, Grovetown, just they find ways to win, man. They got a winning culture over there. They got solid players, you know, players with good size. Most of their guys around 6'1" to 6'4", and you know they got the big Kevin Curtis kid over there. He about 6'10", 6'11". He's gonna be special. He's getting better, you know, as the team implements him. So I think Grovetown, right setting. I think what is it? I think the first two, three games. First 2 games are at home, and then
yep. And they do seeding 1 through 4. No, region play. Yep.
The basketball culture not only goes from the coaching staff to the players, but it goes to the fans and stuff. So it's definitely an environment. You know, if you don't know, ask Larry Thompson from Willow what happened to him 2 years ago, coming down here trying to play Grovetown.
Yep. Grovetown. We can talk about Grovetown key wins. Grovetown key wins is Norcross, Lakeside, and Richmond. And Richmond a pretty good team out of, I'm going to say, I want to say North Carolina. I don't think it's Virginia. It's North Carolina, but Norcross and Lakeside, the game you saw, so at 13-7. So, yeah, you know, they're going to be tough. They're going to be real tough to beat. So, and then finishing this list off, we're going to go ahead and do Langston Hughes. And they 12-6. And this team, to me, I like to look at it as a sneaky good. And I don't have that roster in front of me, but number 13 on their team, the small forward type wing, that dude could play. They got some people on the team. I'm just thinking if they still had John McQueen on their team with them, they'd be a serious candidate for state. Real serious candidate for state. And it seemed like he gelled better with that team than with the McEachern team, but that's spilled milk now. But I think Langston Hughes is sneaky good, man.
No doubt. Another culture type school with that comes from a winning culture. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you. You know, Langston Hughes is a team in the state playoffs, right seeding. You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, played a tough. You know, had a tough loss against Willer just early part of this year. Was right there with them, but. You know, Alexander put a good whooping on him. But like I said, you know, I think come state playoffs over the next 2 weeks and stuff, Langston Hughes is a team that's going to be in the mix. Going to definitely be a Sweet 16, Elite 8 type team.
I love that coach, too. And that coach, I wasn't trying to get him like beta minute anything like that. I just wanted to see how he felt. See how he felt about losing John McQueen, and every question I had, the response he had was looking forward. That's in the rearview mirror, and I'm playing with the guys who here. People who show up, I'm playing with the guys who here. That was his attitude, and I'm like, man, that's what's up. And the other coach was chime in about other coaches, like head coach was like, nah, man, I play with the people here. So I was like, man, that's what's up. But let's talk about Langston Hughes a little bit, man.
Oh yeah. No, like we said earlier, you know, definitely, you know, a coach losing a talent like that and still being able to keep everything intact with his team, and like I said, they're right there in the mix. Like I said, 6A is going to be an interesting battle. You know, one thing about seeding is going to be important. You know, guys that finish out high in the region in the regular season, you know, you still got to win these games in the region playoffs and stuff to maintain these seedings. So, you know, you can see some real good early good matchups in 6A, depending on how these region games go over the next 2 weeks, especially the region playoffs.
Yep. So when we come back from break, we're gonna talk about the key, not the key. I'm not sorry. I'm looking at thing about. I just got finished talking about the key win. We're gonna be talking about some sleeper teams to watch out are just as good as some of these other teams. When we come back from break.
This is Caleb Banks, and you are listening to License to Ball.
This is Trent Marquith with Relentless Hoops, and you're listening to License to Ball.
This is Coach Washington, head coach at Pebblebrook High School. You are listening to License to Ball.
You're tuned into the hottest prep basketball podcast, License to Ball, where certified ballers play. Leave us a rating and review. Don't touch that dial. Who am I kidding? This is the Internet. Keep rocking with License to Ball. And now back with your host, Hip Hop.
I want to welcome everybody back from break, covering this 6A top 10, not top 10, I'm sorry, not top 10. I got about 5 screens on monitor on video right here, so, and then the switchboard, and then think about what we're going to say. Anybody who watching the show want to help out, want to be a producer of a show, let me know. You can push all these buttons, and I just do the talking. But we're gonna get back into this 6A, talking about these teams. We covered the top 5 teams we felt down there. Recap: Alexander, Shiloh, Riverwood, Woodward, Grovetown, Langston Hughes. So I think this might be the strongest. 6A might be the strongest class right here. It's a 6A class on that. So we're going to do some sleeper teams now. And going to bring Greg back in, man, and talk about these sleeper teams, man. So out of all the sleeper teams, what's the first one coming to mind for you?
I'm gonna show some love down to South Georgia for Lee County. Those guys have been there. I think they lost last year to Alexander in the championship. Brought back a pretty solid core nucleus. Experienced players on that team. Football. That's a football school, but they.
Yep. Oh, they want some love down there too. They hungry for it. And we don't discriminate.
Yeah. Once again, it just depends on how they finish out. That's a tough road trip. I don't care for Atlanta school or anybody to have to go down to South Georgia on any particular night, and have to go down there and get a win. That's gonna be tough, man. You know what I'm saying? So beware. If Lee County is one of them top 1 or 2 seeds and stuff, and you got to come see them and stuff, it's going to be a tough night.
I don't even know what Lee County is. I don't even know what I don't know, take 85 or 75 to go find it. 75 to go find it.
75. Yeah, 75 down there down in there, Albany.
Oh, down. Ooh, it's down there. Ooh, it's almost by the border.
Close.
Yeah. About 45 minutes from the border. Hour at tops.
Sure.
Man, I know. Okay, I know. Then you got to get off. You got to take another highway, a side highway from off of 75 to get there. Then it's not right outside. You got to get it. It's probably around exit 20 or exit 30. You get off to get her down there. Because I know Tifton around exit 40 something.
I want to say Lee County got to get off on that Georgia 400. I think Georgia 400, because I know I used to have quite a bit of kids that played in my Team Power program from Lee County and down in that Albany area and stuff. So we used to, man, I had 2 great guys down there, man. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Coach Terrence Ford. They used to bring me them Albany and Lee County boys, man. So, oh, yeah.
That's what's up. So what's the next one on the list, man?
Next one, you got to put St Pius in Riverwood in the mix. You just got to put those 2 schools in the mix. They've had a solid performance this year. Both of them are competing at a high level within their region. And like I said, I think at the end of the day, it's going to all be about matchups, man. It's going to be all about matchups. How teams finish in a region playoffs is going to be crucial. Don't slip up. You know what I'm saying? Don't slip.
Yep. And they 14-6. They 14-6 as well. They're doing good. They got a nice small little gym over there. Problem with them never escapes them and follow them around every year in basketball. They play very skilled, but when a tough team come play them or they go play a tough team, they struggle a little bit. They struggle. And they can get over that hump and play that. But I think that goes with the coach and the AD got to do. They have to do these tournaments, these showcases, and go play a 7A, request to play a 7A, it's really not about winning the game. It's about preparing for state and region. So a lot of these people, a lot of these coaches, I don't know what their job security is, but a lot of them want to stack wins. And with the booster club get happy, they get bonuses. They just stack wins and really don't try to make it far and reach and play in state. They're happy with that, and you gotta know who you playing for and what program you at. But I'm not saying they doing that, but they need to start playing in more showcases. And then they get beat up, and they come back and play. That's what Sherman White does over there at Pace. He go play in his showcase, and he requests to play 7-8 teams. And a lot of times he beat them. And then they come back to regional play, and he got the rings to show it. He almost got a ring for every finger. Now, going down there, so on that. And so if you want to learn how to do it at a small level and win all the time, Sherman White will show you how to do it over there at Pace.
No, he definitely will, man. I remember seeing Coach White, man, put it down, man. That's my guy. He put it down. He was over at Miller Grove, man. He beat he stopped Richmond Academy, which for about a 3-4 year stint. He really stopped Richmond Academy from probably winning state championships. Probably 2 out of those 4 years and stuff. I think those two teams had some serious battles and stuff, man. Definitely remember that Miller Grove versus Richmond Academy, man. That was some heavy hits. That was some heavyweight fights right there for sure.
Yep, that's when I first met Coach White. I met him over at Miller Grove, and I think that's what it's Miller. It's a Miller Grove game. They played Tucker, and I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's like it was 08, 09. One is actually one of the first. You go back on the channel, y'all could go back and channel and look on Gymratinsider. It's one of the first videos I ever done. It's probably I was in the single digits of around 10 videos I ever did. I was putting on YouTube, and that video, and I did it with some janky software. And that video from that Tucker game playing, I mean, that game was, that's the first game I've been in where the gym was so electrified. Both teams were in it. This when Tucker was real good, and this when Miller Girl was real good, and the gym was packed. It's like at a concert. And I filmed that game. I wasn't even thinking about, I just filmed that game to put my head down and edit and still trying to hone in my craft. And I used some janky software, and that video right there, I have to say, it's funny we talk about this because I never thought about this till now. That video right there I made from that game put me on the map in Atlanta where people start asking who I am and who is Gymratinsider, and I need to holler at this dude. Because I remember Harold seeing my video, and when he seen my video, he wanted to work with me. When he seen that video, he's like, "Oh man, I got to meet this guy," and he was telling me about the video from the Tucker Miller Grove game. And that's when I got like indoctrinated into this Atlanta basketball and realized how it really is. It's basketball and there's a business side to it. And that's when I started learning, cutting my teeth in this thing then from that.
Thanks.
But I'm going to try to see if I can find that video and link it to this video at the where you can see it in the credits. We can click on to see that. Because I want to see it again. I want to see it myself and cringe and see the mistakes I have made from that video now, seeing myself now how I have grown over the years and see like, man, I could have did that video so much better. But that time was like, I think that's probably my best video of the, I say maybe one of the best videos I did of that year. And I'll probably look at that video now and say, man, that's one of the worst videos I ever did.
Hey, man. Doubt, man. You've been a guru in this game, man, especially in my opinion, man. So
yeah, I appreciate that, man. So this show coming down to a wind, and he soldiering through this, everybody. He downplaying how that cold been kicking his butt. He's soldiering through this thing. We recording this thing late at night. He should be in the bed. Both of us should be in the bed. I got to get up early in the morning and take my son to his game and coach him in basketball. Hopefully get his first basket ever in his career. on that. I hope he could do that. Yeah, I had to trick him a little bit because he don't like practicing. So I know he don't mind practicing. It's just the format of practicing. So what I did this time, instead of practicing in the garage, we went to the park, and I brought his goal, and I set up his goal and just laid out an extra basketball because he followed me wherever I go. And so I said, I know this is going to work. So I didn't say nothing to him. I set up his goal, and we went out to the I should have recorded this too so we can see this. I don't know what I was thinking. So I went out there and started shooting. So he grabbed his ball and started shooting on his goal. So it worked out. The plan worked out real, real good. And he started counting the baskets he was making in, saying he made 2 in a row. Then he was taking my basket. I said, okay, you keep making baskets now. Keep doing this. On the way home, we're going to go and get you some ice cream. And so he did all that. And then I let him play at the park after that. And then he made sure to remind me that he made baskets. And is he getting his ice cream on the way home? So he didn't let me forget that at all. So I told him, I said, when you score tomorrow, you're going to get more ice cream tomorrow. Just let you know, you're going to get more ice cream tomorrow when you score, when you get your first basket. So I let them know about that. Get them something to look forward to and motivate them when we go to that gym on that.
Hey, we've all had to use them tactics on these kids, man, especially at that young age, man, to get them motivated, man. I'm telling you.
Just got to get the ball rolling. Once I get the ball rolling, it's going to be downhill from there, man.
Nah, no doubt, man. Believe me. I tell you, my youngest and stuff. I just remember him starting off in K5, playing up against second graders, and here he is now, freshman today. And like I said, I'm just looking at all the basketball mileages that he has on him and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I remember those tactics back in the days, man. Just to keep him motivated and to get him to go out and you know, just play at a level that, you know, that I know he can play at, and just have fun with it and stuff. And then, you know, they always gonna want some CC's pizza down here. I don't think y'all do CC's up in Atlanta, but I remember all that, man. He used to tell me if he go get 10 points and stuff, you know what I'm saying? He wanted to.
They got CC somewhere in Atlanta. They got one left. They got one in Alpharetta. They still got one left in Alpharetta. So anything you want on the closing remarks? Anything you want to add to get up out of here?
Man, tighten up, man. I know everybody. I just want to encourage everybody. I know they finishing out the season. You know, these next week, next week and a half, next 2 weeks, actual high school regular season to be closing, region tournament to be popping. You know, that second weekend in February. So really excited to see everybody get going. And you know, man, once again, I want to appreciate you, man. I appreciate the opportunity to come on and do this podcast with you. You know, definitely, I'm looking forward to our 2024 Hoop Quest Circuit season. That's going to be jumping off March 1st through the 3rd. We at Swanee, man, 7-court facility. You know, Winter Wonderland is going to be jumping off. The month of March is going to be huge in grassroots basketball and what PQ Sports brings to the table, as we bring 3 very popular and well-known events and stuff. So March 1st through the 3rd, Winter Wonderland over in Swanee. We'll be down. You know, I-20 is going to be jumping. I-20 opening showdown and jump off March 15th through the 17th. And we'll be back in Atlanta that following weekend, March 22nd through the 24th, for the Atlanta Tip-Off Classic, which is a classic. Definitely is a classic. A lot of teams start out their grassroots season with PQ Sports. So really excited to see the high schools, you know, finish out the season, get these grassroots teams involved, and looking forward to a great spring and summer, and looking forward to a great closeout on the high school season as well, man. So definitely. And looking forward to working with you, man, getting you in the building, get you in some green and orange out there this year with PQ Sports Hip Hop.
Most definitely. I'll be there. Yeah, I was running through my house brainstorming. Bring the set to the gym and do a live podcast from there, really. Do something like that. Do a little beta testing on a vision I got set up and see how that work out and see if so I know it'd be a success. You just got to work out the kinks. Because when you first do it, you got to figure out exactly how to put all this together. But yeah, most definitely, man, we do that on that, man. So appreciate you, man. And then we're gonna look forward to have you back on next week and do the 5A. And then I hate to tell everybody, don't get mad at us after that. We do that 5A. It's gonna be time for reach and play, and we're not gonna be able to go any deeper than that. And we really need to be doing on a podcast. You could jump on too as you if you like, but we're gonna be doing McDonald's All-American roster. Talk about the McDonald's All-American game, then they name all the players. We only really got technically one player from Georgia this time around in the thing, but my boy who have our license to ball out of Connecticut, he keep over a lot of that stuff, so he's gonna come on. We're gonna do some breakdown on that McDonald's All-American stuff. Look at the thing, cause I know some of the kids, he know all the kids, and he looking forward to doing that. That's all he do, keep over stuff like that. So that's what his specialty in. So I'm gonna let him rock on what he do. But yeah, I appreciate you come on the show, Greg.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. Looking forward to talking 5A next weekend. Just so nobody don't feel left out, man. Hey, Hop, let's just give them a quick recap of 1 through 4 and stuff. It's gonna be easy. I think 5A will be interesting. But I'm gonna tell you that 4A, man, gonna be ooh, man. I like 4A, man. I've been watching a lot of 4A teams and stuff while I've been out here on the trail, but definitely, man. Let's looking forward, man, to our next one.
Yep. And everybody, appreciate you staying to the end. So you hear what I'm saying now. That means you watch it to the whole end, because everybody don't watch it all the way to the end. They skim through or watch the first 5 minutes. And that's why we appreciate everybody staying here and watching to the whole end. Retweet this, like and share. Tell a friend, subscribe to this. And man, when you're watching this, we're giving this content out. It's free to like it. It's free to subscribe. It don't cost you anything at all. So do that for us. You can find us on all major platforms. And one of the things viewers is crazy about this is we get just as many listeners than viewers combined. So we get just the same amount. So combined, like a lot of people don't see the audio version of this. When I go check, the audio be just as strong as the video. And some of the stuff is popping from last year. They still going back and downloading. And then I got to get back to doing it, and I got to make a list, because audioly, people listen to audio. You can go on YouTube too and watch the video too, because we got people all over the world listen to the podcast audio. Like, while Ukraine going through a war, is somebody in Ukraine be listening to this podcast every so often in Ukraine? I don't know if it's American soldier or what, but people in Ukraine listen, to Australia, all Africa, but Canada, Great Britain, Brazil, so Asia. We still don't have all 50 states yet. Won't have a download from all 50 states on audio on that, because I could look at the stats and see all that. But so y'all keep it up and keep spreading the word and keep watching and listening to us and all that. Till next time, peace.